Hello Internet, I am Xenoun, and this is just a quick little video response for Hypnotized. He mentioned in a recent video of his that I watched that he's looking to build a new iron farm at his new base, and he was considering JL's design. Just thought I'd show off my design, let him know that there's other ways of doing things, although I haven't really paid too much attention to JL's, so I don't know, this might be similar. But I'll go over some key features of mine anyway. So basically along here I've got two rows of doors, so just like that, going the whole way around. And it's basically there's a line of 8 that's 2 deep, and then another line of 9 that's 2 deep. So spawning conditions for iron golems, they need, I think it's 22 doors and 16 villages, something like that. Can't remember the exact numbers because I worked this out a while ago. But I've got them split up into, like, each side here has two separate sections. Like you can see here, there's solid blocks in the middle. And that's because server I play on is in hard mode, and if there's a zombie siege, they can spawn on doors. And lit areas, they can ignore the normal lighting rules. You can't place doors on half slabs to stop them from spawning because the doors just won't place. So the way I'm getting around this is I'm sectioning off these bits, these door sections basically, and that way if any zombies spawn, they can only take out one section, or whichever section they happen to be in. And with all of these doors, it becomes redundant. I actually need one side, so any two sections anywhere around here needs to be up to let iron golems spawn. Although there is the problem that if they do kill it unevenly, the boundaries of the village will change based on where the doors are, I'm pretty sure. So could be issues that way, but it's basically as siege safe as I can make it. And there are also redstone lamps. I don't think I included them in this test build. On the server I put redstone lamp in each section just to keep it lit. And basically there's iron golems to spawn down here or up here, so there's two sections for them to spawn. Also, another part is with these doors, you can just drop two villages in here and two villages in that side as well. That's just to keep the village boundary. You need to have them both sides to make the village boundary centered around that. But if you drop in two on each side, they will breed themselves up to the numbers needed to spawn two iron golems. If not, you can always, if you want more than that, not that it matters because it's only two iron golems within these boundaries and they move out pretty fast, so I think it's enough. But if that bothers you, you can always cause infinite breeding by placing a door. Give me a door. By placing... I just got red wall. Okay. Anyway, I'll deal with the wall. If you place a door there under them, because the door height will go to there, and then there's still another block space there before it hits the villages where they're standing, that will actually cause infinite breeding. Not too many people know about that. I think I discovered, well, I did discover it myself, and I haven't seen it written anywhere in the wiki. It's another infinite breeding glitch that doesn't seem to be too well known. Yeah, that's the main features of this, and then I've kind of made it a bit different on the server. I'll show it off at the end of this, but it's easy to fly around. These channels here, so these two here are 45 long to the back wall. That one over there is 74, and that's just so that the boundary conditions are satisfied, and there's no villager within 40 blocks of the village boundary of the other two hubs, which will be like around there-ish. And yeah, so that all works out fine. I've tested it, so what I'm going to do now is head on over to the server I play on and show you this thing in its current state in survival multiplayer, so be right back. Okay, so here I am on the server I play on. The one I showed you on the creative was just my test rig to make sure everything's right. So iron golems collect in here, and I've just got a lava blade that pops out. Now this will be noisy, so sorry for that. Yeah, the lava blade will just kill them, so if I'm AFK, I can leave it on. When they drop in, the iron will fall out and I can collect it. Or if I just happen to be around and I don't want them to die and have their drops despawn, I can leave the lava blade turned off, and they'll all just gather here and sit. So the lava blade I've got that only comes out to where these signs are, And that makes it very quick to turn it off, and also I just think it looks a bit better than having it cover the whole thing. So yeah, if I come out and up here, I'll show you I've got currently 3 spawning sections built. So built these 2 here first, so those are the 45 blocks out ones. And there's a guy, sorry, there's 2 currently glitched up the top. I knocked them before, but yeah, they must have spawned at the same time. I'll go up there and show in a minute. And then 3rd one there is out 74 blocks away. There's an iron golem coming down now. And these do spawn fairly quickly. But the ones that had just got down there and then him have only spawned just as I've run out here. So it's working pretty well. Because this is a symmetrical design, occasionally when there's 2 that spawn on opposite sides, they can bump into each other and do that. So I think it's a failing of a fair few iron golem farms. But it doesn't happen very often, so that's only the 2nd time I've ever seen it. And the 1st time happened on creative. Getting a little teleporting like there. But yeah, it works pretty well. I haven't actually had any zombie sieges up here, so I probably notice it if the spawning rate slowed down or anything. I've had about 4 stacks of iron blocks out of this so far. All I have to do is just AFK for a few hours, and yeah, so that's the general design. If you're interested, I can tell you some more details about it. Possibly even give you a world download if you really want to have a look at it. But there's also something else you might find interesting that I've done with a village, because it was originally Hypno that gave me the idea for it, and I took it a little further than what he has himself. So over here I've got my outdoor village. It's a piston floor. There's a reason for that, apart from just looking nice. And basically it's just completely open. Yeah, these villagers all bred here naturally, and that's because underground here I have some doors. So this is completely separate from the iron farm idea. It's just something extra that I thought people might like to see. Down here, so you can see I've got lines of doors, and some iron golems spawn down here and get stuck, but yeah, it's no big deal. They can protect if any zombie sieges happen to occur. But basically, I've marked out with this wall an orange block every time the above section is blocked by a solid block, and then green every time it's a transparent block. And basically, the way this is if the block's transparent like a piston, is whether it's upwards or downwards facing, sunlight can hit these blocks. And the ways doors work to count as houses, you just need an uneven amount of lit compared to unlit blocks for daylight conditions on either side of it within 5 blocks. So I've just laid it out, and every time I needed to stick in a line of solid blocks, I just marked it with orange, and then I've just put them straight out like that. And here's where the how the breeding glitch thing comes into play. If I have these doors down 1 block lower, the villagers above will spawn infinitely. They'll just keep breeding non-stop. And it's basically, so if you see this, that's 1, then 2, 3, 4. So the villagers are standing on top of that one, and if I go down one further, it makes them kind of 5 blocks away from the block the door is on. So I think just the way the code works with the 5 block height thing, it's kind of bugs out. But yeah, I just fixed that by putting the doors flat onto here. I also tried staggering them up and down when I needed to with that kind of stuff, but it didn't want to work, so yeah. I've only half filled this thing because I got so many villagers from it in a very compact amount of space. Like there's about 200 up here, and I basically didn't want any more. If I completely filled that up, how did a zombie get in there? Maybe it's from my minecart system. Maybe the gate's open? No. I think these are bottom. Oh, okay. Never mind. Zombie got in here somehow. He can't spawn on pistons, can't spawn on fences, so he must have jumped over somehow. He's a bottom. Never mind. But yeah, that's basically the idea. It lets me have a very nicely compact village with all these guys running around. And yeah, it was just a little project I did. Anyway, I've spoken way longer than I was expecting to on this, so thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. If you like this and what I'm doing, check out my channel. I have a Let's Play going on this server, so it might be something you want to check out. I don't know. Anyway, see ya.